watching Go Island on Shaw TV, and man, it feels strange to say that because it seems like we've been the Daily forever, but today, starting now, we are Go. And you will find, that's Karen Elgersma, you will find unique versions of Go in communities across the country. It was 1 year ago today that the Shaw TV Vancouver Island came together as a united team. Up until that point, we had been working pretty independent of each other. But here we are now at the second annual Shaw TV Vancouver Island Barbecue at Parksville, Rath Trevor Beach in Parksville. And we're gonna meet some of these colleagues here today. There's Chaz Leckie, he's just observing right now. There's Kelly Robinson, Karen Elgersma. Got a lot of familiar faces over here. That's Ryan Spedding. He's mostly tucked away in the Edit Bay in Victoria somewhere. Rayanne LaPlante, you've seen on the air. We're gonna meet some of these people on this edition of, don't say the Daily, of Go. Also in the lineup, Kevin Stobo. Hasn't changed much since his never-ending quest for fitness. Dan Kahn, that guy right over there, the cool dude in the glasses and the white t-shirt. He's gonna go panning for gold. Jen Moranitz, where's Jen? There she is.
Right there.
Checking out some pre-game injuries with Karen. She's gonna check out the Rock Cod Cafe in Cowichan Bay. And Annette Lucas, she's here, but she's there because she's got our first story in the lineup today. The Nanaimo Art Gallery has had 2 locations for more than 30 years. They're considering turning 2 into 1. So there's Annette. Here's Annette Lucas. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV. That's right, I almost said the Daily, but we are no longer the Daily. As of today, all across Vancouver Island, Shaw TV has a new news magazine show. It is called Go. This is our second annual Shaw TV Vancouver Island Programming Department's Summit Retreat Barbecue. We're just hanging out at Rath Trevor Beach in Parksville. Well, these guys are hanging out. I'm working my butt off as usual. This guy here, this is Bill Curry. He's a senior producer based in Victoria. He was hired how many years ago?
4 years.
4 years ago to work with people on storytelling. We all think we know what a story is, but it's not that easy. What makes a good story for Go?
What makes a good story for Go? I think it's all about what Shaw TV is bringing to the viewers. And that's stories that enlighten, engage, inform, and entertain. We're not like the regular broadcasters where you're going to go and do an event and I'm going to deliver a minute 30 story and it's just the facts, goodbye. In fact, we're not even called, I don't think we should be called reporters. We should be called storytellers, because what we do is we paint a magazine structure, 3-4 minutes. We back into stories. We want to take you, the viewer, right to that story, make you feel what it's like, get you into the garden, make you feel like you're getting your fingers dirty, and then move on. And we tell good stories. Awesome. And I've got a great team.
Awesome. And when he says move on, that could be to this portion of Go. I've worked with Bill on several occasions. He's very, very skilled, very experienced, very talented. And I might think I have a story in my head and I know what I'm saying, but after talking to Bill, it's better than I ever thought it could be. So cheers to Bill over there. This guy here. Now this is the kind of people that we get to work with here at Shaw TV. This is Ron Eberly, and he is kind of in a department all by himself. He's our sales guy for Vancouver Island. What are you selling, first of all?
Well, we like to present opportunities that businesses, owner-operators can partner with us at Shaw, shows like Go, and exciting business partnerships is what we're trying to look at.
Now, if Ron's name is familiar, and I didn't warn him that I was going to do this, he ran Check TV for a while, and there was a whole lot of changes there. And we're thrilled to have him on board here at Shaw. And they're very different businesses. A commercial broadcaster does one thing, a community television network does quite another. And that, of course, is going to affect the kind of advertising partnerships that we're looking for. What kind of businesses do you think are good matches for community TV?
Well, I think, we like to think about the local mom and pop homegrown based business here on the island that we can share our story, a relationship, build each other's business, and build awareness of what the companies are all about and what we're all about.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron.
Okay, thanks.
I'll be working with Ron more in the future, I'm sure. Now, community television is super local, and if you're in small business, well, you're super local too, and you probably pride yourself on that. So maybe we should get talking. There's probably a pretty good partnership to be established here. I'm going to go way over to the other side of the picnic table because there's some other cool guys that I'm going to talk to over there. So come on, Todd. Where did these guys go? David Lenham let me down. He told me he was going to stay in one place, and he's actually moved on me. So he's messing with my plan of attack here for this bridge. Dan, we're coming to find you. This is Dan Kahn, and actually the next story that's coming up on Go is all about gold.
Gold.
You go panning for gold. What was that like?
That was very cool. It was a really interesting gentleman from Souk who pans for gold, and he actually finds gold.
Is it worth anything? Do you get
Yeah.
rich?
He says you can't get rich, but he loves doing it. He says it's very serene and calming and meditative, and it was very cool. He pans for gold.
Dan is based out of Victoria, but we see him regularly here on the Central Vancouver Island edition of what is now Go. What do you look for in a story? What are your favorite things to engage with?
I love things that other people aren't doing. If I can take something that nobody else is interested in doing and make it a story, that's fun for me.
Awesome, you do a good job.
Well, thank you, Kate.
And
You
now-
too.
And now here is Dan Kahn panning for gold in Souk. You're watching Go Island, and today we are at Rathtrevor Beach in Parksville. It is the second annual Shaw TV Vancouver Island Barbecue. These are a few of my colleagues over here. Who have we got from Victoria? Who have we got from Nanaimo? Courtney Comox. Don't worry, Chaz, we won't leave you out there all by yourself. What about Campbell River? Okay, there's two of them. Port Alberti. Woo! Okay, Duncan. Okay, Terry and everyone else from the smaller systems, don't worry. What you lack in numbers, they absolutely make up for in passion. We are all one team here on Vancouver Island for Shaw TV, and the guy who brings us all together is the Vancouver Island Program Manager, Michael Wiley. Now, don't be fooled, he's old enough to shave. Although when I first met him, I had never felt so old in my life because he walked through the door and this was the new boss, and you're doing awesome, and it's so great to have you here leading the team.
Thank you, Kate.
What are the changes you set out to make a year ago?
Well, really the biggest one was bringing the island together, and we've certainly done that. This is a second annual Vancouver Island Programming Summit, power of 40 people coming together, and it's just like you said, Duncan, Campbell River, our smaller stations now have the power of 40 behind them. So it's really incredible when we all get together and we're trying to achieve one common goal.
Now, one of the things that viewers are going to notice starting today, and if you haven't noticed already, then you haven't been watching very closely, is that we are no longer the Daily. We are now Go, and this is a slow transitional phase of about 4 steps. So come October 15th, this magazine show, now called Go, will look very different, new elements, some new personalities, some new ways that we approach our content.
Yeah.
But that's not the only new thing that people are going to see on the channel.
No, big changes coming to Shaw TV this year, and it's not only here on the island, it's all across Western Canada as we brand our magazine, our news magazine shows as Go across the country. You're going to see the same show, the same graphical elements, and the same kind of storytelling from Sault Ste. Marie all the way out here to Port Alberni. You're going to see 4 big national shows coming in the very near future, launching October 15th. Lots of hype coming as we lead up to the October 15th launch. We've got a great show called Cooking with Fire. We've got a show called The Proposal. We've got a show called WHL Full On. The Locker Room, of course, coming back to the airwaves in Nanaimo, which everybody, island-wide, which everybody's really excited about. And The Scene as well, which is also island-wide, and we're really happy to have those.
It wasn't an easy task. When Michael arrived on Vancouver Island about a year ago, we had all been working very independently of each other. Victoria was Victoria, Nanaimo was Nanaimo, and every system, every community didn't even really know how or what the other city did.
That's right.
No easy task to bring everybody together, but this year feels much different, much more cohesive already than last year with the group all together. Was there a key? Was there one sort of team building approach that you brought with you?
I think it was really just the knocking down of the fictional barriers that were in place on the Malahat, that this was Nanaimo's territory and this was Victoria's territory. Guess what? It's one region, we're one island now, and we can all shoot stories anywhere we want, anywhere on this beautiful island, and we have the team to do it. So it's great. It's been a lot of fun, and you can definitely see it on air. It's a big difference. Really, really happy. And I can't thank the team enough for making the transition so easy for me.
Thanks, Michael. We'll be back with more on this edition of Go. I almost said the Daily, but I didn't. It's almost. Go Island, almost, says Todd Jones behind the camera. We're going to throw things over now to Kevin Stobo and his never-ending quest for better fitness. That brings us to the very end of our very first ever edition of Go Island. And it really is a whole lot of fun hanging out with the entire Vancouver Island Shaw TV team. That's Karen Elgersma doing her bit for Victoria's version of Go Island. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to be on the show, you can send an email to kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. We love your feedback. We love your comments. We love your ideas. Get in touch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.